Welcome back to the BTS Happy Hour podcast. I'm your host, Andrea. With me, as always, is Morgan.
Hey, what's up?
Permission to Dance Vegas is coming up fast, and BTS might actually be getting on a plane soon if they want to be there for the Grammys, which are next weekend already. And I saw that Sun Sunduk, who is BTS's choreographer, is already in Vegas, according to his Instagram. Hybe had an Instagram post recently in which they were announcing some special BTS stuff planned for the Permission to Dance Vegas weeks. The post says, various BTS-themed attractions, entertainment, eats, and more will happen all over Las Vegas. So it sounds like they have all sorts of plans for those 2 weekends. And if we look at the Instagram post, first it talks about the official merch booth at Allegiant Stadium. Okay, that's pretty typical.
Mm-hmm.
And then official merch store for the live play, which is at MGM Grand Garden Arena. Okay, that's pretty typical too. You know, that's where they're having the live play. And then BTS pop-up at Area 15. So that sounds very intriguing. And if you don't know about Area 15 in Vegas, that's an attraction. It's kind of like an amusement park, but it has like retail and entertainment there. The website calls it an immersive playground rolled into a vast and vibrant space. Throw an axe, wander through a bamboo volcano, race on a zip line, or explore other mesmerizing realms. From the futuristic to the thrill-seeking, there's an experience for everyone here. So it's kind of an off-strip area that you go to that, you know, has like fun things to do and attractions. And sounds like they're going to put a BTS pop-up area or store there. So that's good. That's a good addition to all of the stuff that's going on in Vegas. It is off-strip though, so you'd have to have a way to get there. You're going to have to drive there or take an Uber or something. So it's not on the strip. It's kind of out of the way. But sounds like it would be a fun thing to check out. And hopefully I'll see pictures of that. Entertainment. It says party. So it sounds like Hybe is going to have some kind of party event somewhere. They didn't have any details on that. It just said party. And we need a Hybe to tell us more about that because it's kind of getting close. They also said photography exhibition. And again, that's something we're going to need more details on. Like, where is that going to happen?
Right.
And then it says Fountains of Bellagio. So if you're not aware, there's a huge lake in front of the Bellagio Hotel.
Right, if you're not familiar with Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a very famous... Watch Ocean's 11.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, watch Ocean's 11. They watch this like cool fountain show. That's Bellagio.
It's in the movie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you see that, you'll see what it looks like. But yeah, it's in front of the Bellagio Hotel. It's
was that Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12? Well,
11.
Ocean's 12 is in Europe.
Yeah, 12 is in Italy, so...
But 13 is also in Vegas.
Yeah, but I remember this scene happened in Ocean's 11.
Yes, that was in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true to Ocean's 11 because that's a Vegas film.
Yeah.
The original, the Frank Sinatra.
The first Ocean's 11.
Which, by the way, if you've ever seen it, it's a good film. Watch the Frank Sinatra version. It's still good.
Yeah. And then you can watch
And then, of course, watch all 3 remakes.
Those were also good.
Yes. Excellent.
So they show the Fountains of Bellagio in the George Clooney Ocean's 11 at the end of the movie. It's a famous scene. But yeah, basically it's, you know, water fountains, and then they play music, and it's a tourist attraction. It's very fun to watch, though. Everybody likes to watch. People are walking by. You can see it from Bellagio. Yeah, it's a huge thing, and it sounds like they're planning to have a fountain show that has BTS music, because normally it has just like other, you know, pop music or, you know, songs that we know. They use, you know, music that we've heard of for this fountain show, but it sounds like they're going to do something special for the BTS concert. So that sounds like it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be there when that happens, but you know, we'll probably see video of it all over of whatever they end up doing. So that'll be cool. And food and beverage cafe. Now, they didn't give any details on that, so I'd love to know what that means. and where that'll be at. And Hybe says there will be BTS themed rooms at 11 hotels. And I saw there was some posts on Twitter by MGM Grand Resorts Hotel, so I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. It's not really BTS themed rooms because they didn't change the rooms at all. Like I was thinking, oh, they're gonna like paint some rooms purple or something, or like have purple bedding or something. But they're not doing anything like that. It sounds like you book a room at MGM hotels and then you'll get photo cards and a BTS door hanger as part of the package.
Yeah.
So
sounds like about right.
Yeah. I mean, I love what some of these hotels are doing to prepare for the concerts. And I mean,
they're
very
doing
smart.
something, which is cool.
Yeah. I love that. It's getting people excited about it. We're staying at some different places during
for this
the
entire
time.
trip. We won't go into it, but we had to like split it up due to last minute changes because we had a trip that didn't encompass the BTS concert.
Yeah, we were going there anyway.
Yeah, but then we had to like book some other stuff to change it or stretch it out,
But I hope that people didn't cancel their bookings and then rebook with this deal in mind, because I don't think that would have been a very wise idea. Just to get
not for some cards.
Just to get photo cards. I mean,
not if you spent more money.
I hope nobody did that, but if you were staying at an MGM Resort hotel anyway, which is like 11 of the hotels, which is like, that's a lot of the hotels on the Strip. Probably you could just ask anyway when you were checking in, just like, hey, do you have that BTS stuff? Because I would really appreciate that. And then, maybe you could like tip them a little more or something, and you could probably get it. I mean, I don't think that's out of the question. It's worth a try. Like, just because you didn't book it with that in mind, I think it's kind of unreasonable to think, oh, I'm going to book it now when most people already had their hotels booked at this point, if you were smart, So I think, if you were already booked at one of those 11 MGM hotels, you might as well just ask for it anyway, because it's just, extra photo cards, and maybe they have more on hand.
Fine, you'll get it. I bet you'll get it.
Yeah, and it's like you get a note card with messages from BTS, and you get 7 photo cards. It sounds like you get all the members, one member per photo card, which normally you only get 1 photo card if you buy an album. You just get 1 member picture. So, I mean, that's a pretty good deal for booking a hotel room. But, a hotel room costs a lot more than an album. So maybe that's why you get all 7 photos. And you also get a permission to dance door hanger. So
okay, yeah.
I think that's cool if you get that added on to your room, but not if you had to rebook everything. I don't think that would have been worth it. So it didn't sound like the rooms themselves are going to have anything different. But, I don't see how you could, because what are you going to do? Like paint the room purple?
No, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they're not going to like change it that much. And even if you had some like art on the walls or something that is like BTS, like that's almost a risk, because what if ARMY, like, they decide to take that home or something? That's risky. So I think the hotels that participated in the exclusive keepsakes with the photo cards and stuff, that's probably as much as they could do, is just that. But that's better than nothing. I mean, I've never heard of a group performing in Vegas that influenced things that much. Like, this is the first time I ever heard of a hotel room booking that got you photo cards or just got you like extra stuff. So I think that's pretty amazing. So, I mean, I think it's great that the hotels are making these deals, because they know BTS is coming into town and the fans are expecting, different benefits. And I'm hoping other hotels do the same thing, because remember when Adele had her stuff canceled, and then there was other hotels that were like, yeah, we're going to have a themed drink you can get if you were going to her concert and you were canceled. So I think they're the hotels there are very responsive to things that are going on. So I think they will play up to the BTS ARMY audience and try to, look good in their eyes, which I think is a smart thing to do. So I think that's great that there's hotels that are having these benefits. And they said they closed the deal because, all the BTS room stuff was booked, but the 11 hotels that were doing it was MGM Grand, Mandalay, Delano, Bellagio, Aria, Vdara, Park MGM, Nomad, Luxor, Excalibur, and New York, New York. So if you are in any of those hotels already, you might as well just ask for it. Mm-hmm. Those photo cards, just
ask. I bet they'll give it to you. They don't care.
Yeah. And so related to that, I had heard about there's BTS Army in every major city and every major metropolitan area. And I had heard there was some Vegas Army. They were planning some fan events on the weeks of the concerts. These events sounded pretty cool. There was one that was a brunch, which is called House of Cards, which was presented by BTS Las Vegas Army and Fave, the app, which is the fan app. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember, but I think we talked about it before, but it was that new app that was for fandoms and, similar to Weverse, but it was just for fandoms.
Right, we talked about it.
Mm-hmm. So this event was going to be hosted by BTS Vegas Army and Fave, and it was going to be held at Parkway Tavern on April 9th and 16th. And they were just about to put tickets on sale when Hybe apparently contacted them and told them, cancel or pause your events because we don't agree with you doing them. Like, I don't know what they said exactly, but it sounds like they didn't want them to do them. And there was another event besides that brunch, which was called Party Yeah, BTS Club Night, which was going to be on April 14th at the HyperX Esports Arena inside Luxor. And they were going to have tickets for $30 a person. And, that got canceled too. But it seems very interesting that Hybe contacted them and said, we don't want you to do these events. So if you could not do them, that would be great.
Well, they want to protect their IP, They want to protect their brand. I get that. But they need to offer some sort of official stuff to replace it.
Yeah, it does sound like they are planning to do that, but I can only hope that that is available for everybody because, sometimes you have these events and it's like, oh, it's not big enough. People can't get in. It's like too crowded. And maybe it's not as good as what the fan-hosted events would have been. Mm-hmm. So I can only hope that it will live up to what these were going to be because I'm sure these people were very passionate about holding their events. And these are just fans that love BTS, and they wanted to get together with other fans.
They probably would have been good events. I would have just let it go through. I mean, they don't really lose anything. I think it sucks.
I think it's kind of unfortunate. Their tweet said, we have been asked by Hybe to pause on the continuation of our events for now, and we will respect their decision. We will update you all as quickly as possible on what will happen next. Thanks so much for your patience and understanding. And then later they said it was just totally canceled. Mm-hmm. So I thought, oh, well, that's too bad, And I wonder if this had to do with Fave being involved because remember Fave is a new app that got started recently. It's for fandoms. And I just wonder if Hybe didn't want this app to be profiting from BTS, even though they had teamed up with a local BTS Army. Mm-hmm. Maybe they didn't like the fact that they were using BTS's name. I mean, I can understand why Hybe wouldn't want that to happen, and I can understand that being a business decision. And, Hybe was probably fine with their app existing and, doing whatever they do as a normal course of their business. But, if you want to hold events and use BTS's name, well, maybe that's a problem. And they didn't want to send in their lawyers immediately. So they first said, okay, can you guys please not do these events? Because maybe that they thought that would be a nicer approach rather than, sending some letters like cease and desist doing this. And I think that's kind of too bad, but I can understand why Hybe did that. Maybe they should publish some rules or something for what fan events or fan groups want to do because it's kind of too bad that all this planning went into it and they had to cancel it. So, I mean, maybe Hybe should consider putting out some rules to have in order to have a fan party or event, it needs to be not sponsored by a for-profit business.
Yeah.
You know, that would let fans just do events like that. And, you know, like fan groups do events all the time. They do like birthday things and billboards and stuff like that. So it's kind of too bad that these events couldn't go through. But, you know, I kind of understand it from Hybe's standpoint. I'm going to keep an eye out if there's any other kind of events going on for the Vegas weeks, because I think that would be kind of fun to get together with other fans other than just at the stadium, you know?
Right.
I wonder if we'll hear some more details soon about what the Hybe official events are going to be, because, you know, they have to be held somewhere, you know? I don't know if it's going to be at the stadium or maybe at some venues, because I think I would rather it be at, you know, a bar or someplace, you know, that has food and drink, something like that. I think that would be fun. We were talking about, like, what if they had an event that's sponsored at a strip club or something? It's like Hybe sponsored event. It's like Army is going to show up no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's like a strip club or whatever. If it's in Vegas and it's BTS, people are going to show up. I'm hoping to hear like some more details from Hybe, because it's kind of like getting close to the date already and people are making plans. So let's hear what they have planned. BTS just came out with a collaboration with a mobile game called Free Fire, which I've never played, so I know nothing about the game, but it looks like they've designed some skins for the game, which are available exclusively during a special event taking place from March 25th through April 15th. So that's already gotten started. And I just wanted to talk about the designs a little bit, because I thought it was so interesting what they designed individually, and I'm sure they were encouraged to have very different and exciting outfits so that, you know, the fans would have different things to choose from. And they even said they wanted to make them flashy for the game. So I thought this would be very interesting to look at. And I watched the YouTube video that they posted about it, and so I kind of know what the thought behind some of these designs were, and all of them were very different. I liked what they came up with, and some of them, the designs, like, they didn't match up with what the game created. I don't know if the game people decided to like tone things down, or like, you know, they didn't have certain things available in their system programmed already, so they changed it. But I liked all the different designs they came up with. I think when I watched the video, all of them liked Jungkook's design, which was a purple jumpsuit basically with purple. And I thought it looked really cool in his drawing, but then in the game it looked like they just turned that into like a jacket or hoodie or something and pants, but it was like this cool jumpsuit that was purple with like purple fire, so that's very BTS. And V's also, they didn't translate it very well. It looked very like Peter Pan meets Green Lantern meets Poison Ivy or something, because it was like a green outfit and the guy had flames, but what it ended up looking like is just like this emo skater boy kind of outfit. And some of the other outfits, I liked Suga's because it looked like just BTS from Bulletproof Boy Scouts era, and I'm sure people are going to want to pick that because it's like, oh, that's like 2013 BTS, so that's definitely something to pick. But he also was meant it to be like, oh, special forces kind of a person, which is what it looked like, and it also tech wear, which is very modern, so I think people will really gravitate towards his costume too. And RM's was a surfer, which I thought that was kind of a unusual choice, because like, why would you pick someone who's just a surfer? Maybe he was thinking of like being on vacation or something. It's like, I want to have something that's different. It looks like someone's very casual. And I watched the video and he said he meant that to be like a national swimmer, so that means he's thinking like, oh, this person's a good athlete if you pick that character who's playing the game. And it's a very summer character, which maybe that's what he had in mind because of the time that these special outfits would be available. And then I thought Jimin's character was really good because it had a guy who's like just wearing chains and it was on fire. It was kind of like Mad Max. It looked like a game character. Mm-hmm. But when I watched the YouTube video, the other members kind of rated it low because they were like, oh, that didn't have that much creativity.
Right.
And then J-Hope's design, the guy looks very 80s rock, like the whole jumpsuit and like the hair. Mm-hmm. But he said he meant it to be like a fashion designer. So I was like, okay, I like the design. It's very unique, very 80s. That's something people might pick. And then there was Jin's design, which is probably the craziest one that everybody was like laughing at. I feel like he just decided to go for comedy, or he just decided that, you know, people who play a game, they're going to go for a crazy costume because it was like all pink and had like pink angel wings. So I was like, that's hilarious. There's some people that really want to stand out in the game, so I think this costume speaks to them. If you watch the video where it showed them doing their drawings, he immediately started coloring it pink, so he had this idea right away. And then the others said his character is asking to be attacked. He's making himself a target. And then Jin said his design is the most normal, and RM said he wouldn't pick that character. And then like in the video they all rated each other's costumes, and he like didn't give Jin a very good rating for that costume. But yeah, as a game outfit, it definitely stands out. And if you remember, in Run BTS, he's always the one that has the most creative designs, or if you want to not call it creative, it's like the craziest designs. Like there was a challenge where you had to design different outfits, and like nobody wanted to get Jin's outfit because it's like you had to wear it, whatever he designed, and nobody wanted it because they knew it was going to be something like crazy. But it ended up being like one of those iconic episodes and photos that Jungkook got Jin's costume for. But yeah, this was a similar thing where he just designed like a crazy outfit, and it was one of the most extreme ones that they designed on this. So for some reason he has a very creative vision, and I think he's good at stuff like this where it's BTS working on creative things. Because if you remember, like BT21, when they had to come up with characters, he came up with RJ, which is, I think, by far the most popular character in BT21. Everybody loves RJ, the alpaca, and it's like Jin has just the most creative vision when it comes to stuff like this.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I think this is another...
Okay.
We'll see what happens with this game, and I'm sure they'll probably have stats or whatever that says, you know, which characters or which outfits get used a lot and which ones are popular. So I just thought this was a really good example of, you know, their creativity. They all have their different visions, and I liked seeing what they came up with. So we heard this week that Snoop Dogg and BTS are going to be collaborating, and this
really
was a rumor,
okay.
And only now this week it was confirmed by Snoop Dogg himself. He said during the American Song Contest red carpet on Monday that this collaboration is officially happening. He said to the AV Club, the BTS experience you keep talking about, I'm going to let them tell you about it. It's official, like a referee with a whistle. Mm-hmm. So this sounds very, very much like it's happening. And he had actually talked to a podcast back in January that he had received a request from BTS to do a collaboration. And then he had told this podcast, like, there's a group named BTS that's waiting on me to do a song with them right now. And I'm trying to figure out if I got time to do that. Mm-hmm. And then he said he wasn't aware how big they were, and he had to ask his nephew for more information on them.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's like...
I have to understand, he's an old person now.
Snoop, yeah. He's in his 40s, so he may not know the influence of BTS at this point. And then, so I guess his nephew gave him the update on BTS and was like, yes, you definitely need to work with them. And he said his nephew showed him 5 MFers who look like Asian New Edition, says Snoop. And then I said, okay. Yeah. It's like the nephew had to compare it to something that Snoop would know. It's like, they're like New Edition.
For you people who don't know, New Edition was a boy band.
Yes.
Back in like the early 90s.
It's like in 1989 or so.
Oh, yeah, maybe even the late 80s.
Yeah. Were they before or after New Kids on the Block? I forget. But it was
about
like
the same time.
Yeah, it was like the same people managing New Kids on the Block were managing New Edition. So it's like the nephew had to say, yeah, the BTS is like that.
Yeah, that's how he could understand it. It doesn't make sense to me though, because I don't think that really benefits BTS.
You don't think so?
What people is he going to bring to their, He's not going to bring new fans from his fans, I don't think. So maybe they just like him.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe I know that BTS, they are fans of Snoop because I know J-Hope, he watched the Super Bowl halftime show, which Snoop was in. And if you remember, that halftime show had Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem and all, the 90s rappers. So, they know who he is and like his role in rap history. I'm sure like...
But that doesn't mean he adds anything to their brand.
Yeah, but I don't
think he does.
Rappers like Snoop Dogg, like Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, like they all do a lot of collabs. Like they are open to a lot of collabs. Like there's so many songs that have those people in them. I think it's just a matter of, okay, when can they fit that in their schedule? So I think if you're a rapper, you're kind of open to a lot of offers like that. So I think Snoop was like, okay, well, this sounds good now that he consulted. Yeah,
but why would they want to
with
do
his nephew?
Of course, he should be open, but why would they want it?
It's hard to say because we don't know what song this is or what it sounds like or when it's being released. But maybe if it's in the album or if it's a separate single, it could be that they're trying to target, a song that's very rap centric. They've had a lot of songs that are more pop centric, and then rap has gotten kind of in the background, like Boy With Love or Dynamite or Butter. It's like it didn't have that much rap in it, but maybe they're gonna have a couple of songs or maybe a focus on the album that has, a lot of rap on it because a lot of people want to hear that. They want to hear more of the rap line and their skills. So this could be a way to do it, is to have a song that has Snoop on it, and then it'll be like, all the rappers collaborating. So I mean, it's hard to say without hearing what the song is, but I guess we'll see. I didn't see any confirmation from Hybe, but I mean, they're not saying like, okay, we're denying what Snoop said. So I think we can pretty much take that as like, okay,
they're gonna do it.
This is happening. And I mean, we're assuming this is gonna be rap heavy, but maybe Snoop is gonna sing in this song. Because remember, he tried to do some R&B way back.
That was years ago. I don't think so.
He was trying to do kind of a Silk Sonic thing before Silk Sonic existed. He was trying to be like, have an R&B.
I don't think he's not a good singer.
Kind of album. He did that once. Snoop is kind of experimental if you look back. So we'll see what kind of song, or maybe more than one song, what happens with that. And it'll come out at some point, and look forward to hearing it. And we also know that Snoop has worked with Kpop before, so it's not out of the question that he would work with BTS, because he was featured on Psy's song Hangover, and which I remember. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He was on that song. And he also worked with 21 and Girls' Generation, which I didn't hear those songs.
I didn't know that. Really? Oh,
that's what the articles I read said. So I was like, okay, well, he's definitely open to, K-pop rap area. So that's good. I mean, I'd like to hear what this will turn out to be. So Dispatch Korea announced on January 1st that a new concert will be broadcast where idols from many groups will perform for the Dispatch 10th anniversary concert titled D Festa. And now, 3 months after the initial announcement, the show seems to have finally taken off and will be released as the first ever metaverse concert in the history of K-pop. And I guess by metaverse, they mean it's groups that are from different labels will be performing in this concert, and it seems
not just that, they're online.
Okay, yeah, it's not a live concert. It's kind of they've been recorded and performing these songs. So this is very interesting. I've never heard of Dispatch holding a concert before, but because Dispatch is kind of a site. It's a news site or gossip site, depending how you look at it. But they're kind of like TMZ in that they report on what idols are doing. Dispatch is known for their yearly tradition where they reveal some of the secret couples from K-pop industry. So in the past, they revealed couples such as what I remember, Jennie and Kai from EXO. They revealed that one year. And another time it was like Jennie and G-Dragon, I think. Or that may have come out later, I'm not sure. But they've revealed couples like that were supposedly secret. But now in hindsight, I kind of think it was like those agencies were like, okay, you can go ahead and release that. We're okay with it. And we have our reasons for announcing it now. So, I mean, I think sometimes like Dispatch is a site that has gossip, but other times it's like when the agencies want to release things that they want people to know and for their own purposes. So I think you can kind of look at it both ways. And a lot of people are kind of speculating that this concert is Dispatch blackmail companies to let their groups perform so that, you know, that's why they don't reveal anything negative about those idols. And, you know, you have to wonder why there's such good groups that are in this lineup, because they have a really good lineup. And that's why I'm like so curious about this. They have BTS, TXT, and Hypen, New West, 17, Twice, Stray Kids, NCT Dream, and NCT 127.
Oh, wow. Okay. So people are basically saying they use blackmail to get these groups.
Yeah.
Right?
Or, you know, quid pro quo or something.
So, yeah, I believe it. I think they probably did use blackmail. I'm sorry. I'm just curious what they have on these groups.
Couldn't be just.
What do they have on? Well, you know,
dating.
this is a byproduct of how, you know, strict or the standards of behavior people have in Korea, right?
Yeah, you can't have anything released.
Here's the thing. If there was like, let's say like TMZ had dirt on you in America, like for an American artist, right? They couldn't make you do anything. You would just say, publish the dirt then.
Right. You'd be like, okay, well.
So what? There's almost no standard of behavior that I can breach. That would hurt me.
Yeah.
In this country, right? So there's nothing you can say here that would be able to coerce anybody into anything. But in Korea, it's like there's just tons of stuff that you can hold over somebody's head, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's just the sort of a difference in culture. It's very interesting to note it. It could just be dating rumors, right? That they don't want to get out.
Yeah, and it might not even be anything crazy.
Nothing
just
so
like,
bad, yeah.
You know, like members of BTS dating regular people, like non-celebrity people, and Dispatch knows who they are. They've seen photos or something. It's like, okay, is that really newsworthy? That's something that needs to be covered up. I guess it's enough to where Hybe participates in this concert. And it's like, yeah, I guess, you know, BTS can perform for this. And Hypen and whoever else under Hybe. Yeah, and Hypen, TXT. I guess 17 is under Hybe. And then people also commented that, okay, New West is performing in this, and they've already disbanded, so this is taking place, you know, this is already taped, whatever they performed, so that's kind of too bad. But I guess the fans, at least they will get to see that performance, so that's something. And it says that this whole concert experience is going to be like multiple parts. There's going to be a D-Festa concert, which has the 9 different groups performing, and it'll be broadcast, and they'll have it as the movie, the exhibition, and the experience. So the movie will be the music, the artist performing. The exhibition will be photos of this, which of course, I guess Dispatch is at its core is like about photography and about paparazzi. So yeah, I guess they would have a lot of photography. And the experience is some kind of exhibition that has to do with all that and experience that on a virtual reality stage. So Sounds pretty interesting. As long as I can just watch it on YouTube, good with that. Sounds good. I'll check it out. And yeah, I guess this. There's tickets that you have to buy, so maybe it won't be free. But I'm sure there was ways to watch it. So
the
yeah.
hostage concert. Got it.
Yeah, and I saw the teaser video for it. It looked pretty cool. So just from what they put together,
you can't hold an American artist hostage for anything.
No,
they can get people killed at a concert. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean Travis Scott isn't completely canceled.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think that's kind of do you think it's good or bad that they're held to a higher standard of behavior? I don't know. You can't hold American artists to any standard of behavior.
Yeah. It's just hard to say because the dispatch is very local to Korea. So if this is something international fans are watching, they're not going to have much influence on it because that's a Korea thing. So whatever it is that they have on those artists, it's going to be what people in Korea care about, which is like dating or bullying or things like that. And it could be that Hybe artists don't even have anything bad that is held over their heads. It's just like, yeah, we want to just keep a good relationship with Dispatch and for future reasons. Because, as far as I know, there isn't even anything bad that I've even seen rumored about BTS or TXT and Hypen. So, I mean, it could be it's covered up that well, but yeah, I don't even...
And by bad,
Well, yeah, what's bad is dating. No, that's not a bad thing.
By our standards.
And I see that there's only the two JYP groups are Twice and Stray Kids. So I wonder what that means. Does that mean, they want to perform in this concert and they have a good relationship with Dispatch, or does that mean that Dispatch has something on them? Because I feel like we've heard that who Twice members might be dating. I don't know anything about Stray Kids, but we've seen that gets out there is like who Twice people might be dating because it's who they've been seen with. So I don't think it's anything.
They seem to not have a lot of rumors though for the number of members they have.
Yeah, not too many. Just a couple of them. It's like, oh, you were seen with this person and maybe you're dating them. It's like, okay, well, if they are, okay. It's like, it's just people right. dating. But, it could also be that the agencies think that this might be a good event to perform at. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have anything held against them to perform.
It's not good to use blackmail to get people to perform, but it sounds like it could be a good concert.
Yeah, it did remind me of the SM Global Culture concert back when that happened. They kind of had like some cool backgrounds and stuff like that. So that's what this Dispatch concert looks like. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is and seeing, what BTS performs. So I think I'm gonna be watching out for that. So sounds good. Whatever, BTS performs at, I'll be interested in. Thank you to our guest, Morgan. You can listen to BTS Happy Hour on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms, or visit btshappyhour.com. If you like the show, please take a moment to rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. New episodes weekly. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Weverse. If you've listened all the way to the end of the episode, you have proven yourself a true fan of the podcast. And in honor of BTS Free Fire, comment with a fire emoji on our latest Instagram post. Until next time, this has been the BTS Happy Hour. Thanks for listening, and remember, make every hour a happy one.